welcome back to this week's hobby update. Managed to finally get the slick blades done. So let's go through where we're at. Pick one of these up. As you can see, finally done. So, where we was at last time, I have put another coat of Fire Slayer flesh over the skin because it just wasn't deep enough, wasn't rich enough for me, so I wanted to go a bit more Middle Eastern. Whack that quite diluted, whacked it on as a bit of a filter, knocked it all down a bit. Now it's where I want it, so I'm pretty happy with that. What else have I done since we last done? I've obviously glued it together. I've gone and done all the gems now. Let's see if we can actually get a gem on here. Well, there you go, on his belt. So what that was I painted it with, let's actually get the colours. Ooh. Obviously nice and planned out as ever. So I painted it with an entire coat of the Adriatic blue from Scale Colour. And then I went in and painted in most of the circle, leaving just the outline with Huldra blue, also from Scale Colour's Fantasy and Game line. So on one of the bellies you'll probably get a much better. See if we can get that shot in. No. We'll just use the same one. So you can see what I mean. I painted the entire gem in that light blue, then went in with the Huldra blue, and then in the opposite side to where I left the outline of the light blue, I painted a tiny little white dot. I've also done it on. Oh, got focus. There we go. I've also done it on the fan braces, I believe is what they're called, and any other gems, to which there is quite a lot on these models. Now, I've also gone back and painted the long flowy robes on the leaders' steeds, because the way they were before was kind of like the scarf. Which is okay, it's fine for the scarf, it looks kind of like mottled, velvety kind of material, but on here it was just too blotchy. I didn't like it, so what I did is I went and used the Chimera Colours Violet for the first time. My gosh, do I like that colour. I think it looks really nice. I added some white I just added white for the highlights. I thinned it down and added a bit of black, possibly blue, can't remember which, maybe a bit of both. Went all over the robe, so I got the crevices as well, and then I went in with a bit of violet and white and just gradually highlighted up. But that fade is very, very much to my liking, so we can get a bit better lighting. There we go. That fade is quite to my liking, so very dark from underneath, very light from on top. And then obviously I went around and did all the gems. So the way that I've done these, maybe not on this one, I can't remember, but I went on with the Adriatic blue, just blocked all the gem out. Then I've got a very thin white, and I just kind of glazed on the white at the bottom. And it goes a bit chalky, a bit motley, but it doesn't matter for me because that, from across the table, that is going to look like a gem if you notice the gems. So I'm fairly happy with that. I had to go and neaten everything up, obviously. The basin is the same standard basin I've done on everything, so it's had the Stonewall Grey put onto the basing paste, let that dry, then Drakenhof Nightshade onto all of that, dry brush it white, stick on the Gamer Grass is it? alien tufts. I think it's from Game of Grass. Yeah, Game of Grass's alien turquoise tufts, 6mm. So I had that all sorted. So it fits in with the rest of the army. Gosh, what else has been done on these? Yeah, all the gem work's been done, so that's pretty swish. Yeah, so quite happy with how these turned out. Let's pick a couple of them up. Like I say, from across the battlefield, I think they will do quite nicely. Tassels were done in very much. So I found with the tassels, actually, the way that I did these is because everything's been zenithed, I just water thinned, I should say, the Adriatic blue down to a glaze, put it on, and it does really nice as just kind of its own mini contrast paint thing. I'm really happy with it. So that's why I'm going to do the tassels from now on. Quite simple. If I need be, I can go back and highlight them with a bit of white. It's all good. So yeah, that is this unit done. Now I've also got, not Slaanesh sheet, but a bit of my time has been taken up with having to go painting this bust. It's obviously not the best quality, but it was for a limited palette competition, so I only used primary yellow, red, blue, black and white, and just see what we can do with that. So having to do that limited palette, which I'm not used to, along with having to paint a scale that I'm not used to, proved to be quite interesting, but good skills to learn. So hopefully I can get a game in. Or something else I've also done is I've gone in with the inlay of the scarification on these guys. I've done this before, but I missed 2 of them out because I wasn't paying attention. I've done that with FW Scarlet ink. I've also glued magnets onto the bottom of these guys, so they'll fit on my figure case quite nicely. In my figure case, I should say. In other hobby news, so this was part of last month's challenge for a group for a slow grow that we're doing, which I never completed because I thought painting 10 of these, that'd be no problem. I was wrong. I could not paint 10 of these in a month, not with other stuff going on in life, so that fell out the window. So this month's hobby challenge, just to go over it again, was to finish these 10, which we've done, and then to build, which are what these guys in the background, these 15 Seekers, but done as slick blades, which is on the box art. So this is going to be a unit of 5 and then a unit of 10. And we'll try that out. I was unsure whether to build them as 3 units of 5, but I kind of like the idea of having that big unit of 10 just to either put a big wall out if I need to screen with them, which they're going to do because that is 4 wounds a model, and getting through 40 wounds isn't always the easiest, but who knows. So that is the deal with those guys, and hopefully we can get that done. So I've got, what, a week to get those built, which hopefully I should, if I can get as much time as I've got put into these guys as I can into just building them. That's all I need to do. Life should be pretty golden. One thing I have noticed is building these guys, my gosh, are some of the riders difficult to put onto the steeds, nearly impossible. I've had to snip. They've got like a little, some of them have got like a little peg on their left leg, that goes into the body, and I've just had to snip part of that off just so it can squeeze on. I mean, they're all pretty stable, which is all that matters. You can't see the pegs really, but gosh, I'm not a fan at all. They're lovely looking miniatures, but gosh, are they difficult. And I think that's been the only real criticism of these guys. That and their points, but that's kind of relevant for this. yeah guys, so that is this week's hobby progress. I've had to split the video in two for a little recording error, but it's meant that I've done a bit of a longer video, I believe. So I'll catch you guys next time, and hopefully we'll have these guys built. I've took a few photos of these Blissbarbs on a black backdrop, so they look a little artsy, which you can check out on the Wolfen Studios Facebook page. Link will be in the description as usual. Check them out, give them a thumbs up, post up some pictures of what you're working on. I'd love to see it. Anyway guys, catch you next week. Well guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe. Also be sure to check out our Facebook page at Wolfen Studios, the link's in the description. As always, thanks for stopping by, catch you next time.